Hello everyone. On this video, we're gonna do some few laws of exponents, and then I'm gonna do an example on how you apply these laws. So the first law, it depends on the textbook. Some textbook they call them by their definition, some of them they call them law 1. But in your exam, they will never ask you to say write law 1. So whatever you call it here, it doesn't matter. You need to know the properties. You need to know what you're supposed to do. That's the important thing. So don't fascinate on whether it's called law 1 or law 2 or whether it's called the law of products or whatever. It doesn't matter. You need to remember this. So law 1, I'm going to call them law 1. With law 1, it says when you multiply. Now, with all the laws of exponent, they only work with multiplication and division. Addition and subtraction doesn't work. You cannot apply the laws of exponent with addition and subtraction. It's only multiplication and division. So law 1 says, when you multiply two exponents, one thing, the basis must be the same. So when you look at this one, the base is A, and this one, the base is A. So the bases are the same. The second thing, you are multiplying. So you are multiplying and the bases are the same. What happens to the exponent? You add the exponent. So this is the first law. You have a multiply, the bases are the same, you add the exponent. The second one, you have the divide between them and the bases are the same. When the bases are not the same, it doesn't work. Law 2, you divide and the bases are the same, you subtract the exponent. The first exponent minus the second one. Now, with division, division can be written in this form or it can be written in that form. When they write something and then like a fraction like that, this means divide. So this will be the second law. And when the bases are the same and you are dividing, you subtract the exponent. In some books, they call it power. The exponent can also be called the power, right? Let's go to law 3. With law 3, we have a base and an exponent. But when you look at this, everything they put brackets around, they mean multiply. And they write it as a power. So as an exponent. So I have a to exponent m, everything to exponent n. When I have two exponents like that with a bracket around them, I multiply the exponent. So I was supposed to write here m multiply by n. If this was a 2 and this was a 4, you will multiply them. You say 2 times 4 and get an 8. You'll see with the example when we're doing examples. And then with law 4, now here with this one, how they differ, that one and that one. This one, it was just only one factor. Here, it's two factors. I have an A times B. Very important. You must be multiplying. You remember with maths, a dot like that means multiply. Multiply like this means multiply. Even if when they write like that and they don't write anything between them, it means multiply. So this is A multiplied by B. This is A multiplied by B. Even this one, it's A multiplied by B. So in this question, I opted to use a dot. Let me take this off. I opted to use a dot. So it's A multiplied by B. Everything to power m or to exponent m. When a number doesn't have a power, the power is 1. So I'm going to multiply the 1 with an m. So it's a to the power m multiplied by b to the power m. Each factor gets the power. Law 5 says any number to power 0 is equals to 1. It doesn't matter what the number is. If the exponent or the power is 0, that number is a 1. Okay, let's look at an example. Okay, with this example, we have the numerator. It's minus 2xy. You remember I said if they don't write anything, it means multiply to the power 3. The y is the power 3. The x is not. And everything is to power 3. So, and then it's divided by 4xy to the power 4 times 2x squared y to the power 5. Now we're going to start with the numerator, right? With the one of the laws where you are multiplying many things, each factor gets the exponent. So we're going to start with negative. You multiply negative 3 times. So it's negative times negative times negative. Your answer will be negative. And then this one will be 2 to the power 3. And then x to the power 3. If a number doesn't have a power, the power is 1. We don't write that power 1. So it's 1 times 3, it's 3. This one also has a 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 3 is 3. And then this one, the y, has a power 3 already. So you're going to multiply them. 3 times 3 and get a 9. We don't add them, we multiply. When it's written with a bracket like that, it means multiply. So we're going to go to the denominator. When we go to the denominator, we're going to take the numbers and multiply them together. You see, this 4 times 2 will give us 8. Right? And then the law of multiplication, in the denominator with multiplication, we have x and x squared. The law of multiplication says when the bases are the same and we are multiplying, we add the exponent. So I'll have x to the exponent. This one, the exponent is not there, so it means it's 1. You don't have to write them. I'm just writing them to show you. Plus this one, the exponent is 2. So x is to the exponent 1 plus 2. 1 from this x and 2 from this one. Y is to the exponent 4 plus 5. Why are we adding the exponent? Because we are multiplying. Now, another important thing. Do you see with the basis, the x goes with the x because the law works with the same base. You cannot do the x and the y. Okay? Right, let's continue. So here, the negative is there. 2 to the power 3, it's 8. Because it's 2 times 2 times 2. It's 2. Repeat 2 3 times, multiplying it. Then this one is x to the power 3, y to the power 9, divided by 8. This is x to the power 1 plus 2 is 3. And then y, 4 plus it's 9. Right? Now, with the numbers, the power here is 1 and the power here is 1. And here we are dividing. So we'll have minus. I have 8 to the power 1 minus 1. Because I'm dividing, the law says when you're dividing, you subtract the powers. So it's 1 minus 1. Multiplied by x to the power 3 minus 3. Multiplied by y to the power 9 minus 9. Right, with this example, they made it that it subtract everything. It doesn't work like that all the time. Sometimes you will have different numbers that you get. So this is negative 8 to the power 0 times x to the power 0 times y to the power 0. Any number to the power 0 is 1. So we'll have negative 1 times 1 times 1. So my final answer is negative 1. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. So this is how you work with exponent. You really need to come down and do them step by step by step. And this, if you're going to take maths up to grade 12, you really need to make sure that you understand this and you can do it properly. I just need to show you which law did I use. Even though you don't say law 1, law, but which law. You see with this one, it's a number. There's a factor and a factor and a factor. Factors, because we're multiplying them, we call them factors. All of these factors, it's not just one factor. So they're inside the bracket and then it's a power. So the law that I use is law 4. Is this law that I use that each factor will be multiplied by the power. So for this one, the 2 was multiplied by the 3 and the x to the power 1 was multiplied by 3 and I got x squared. And the y to the power 3 was multiplied by 3 and then I got y to the power 9. I was actually using this law, law 4. Right? And then with this one here, where did I get the x plus 1, these ones? It was law 1. That says when the bases are the same and you are multiplying, we add the exponent. So here, the bases are the same, is base x and base x, and we were multiplying. That's why here we had a 1 plus 2. And then with a y, the bases are the same, is y and y. That's why we said 4 plus 5 here. This is law 1. That says when the bases are the same and you are multiplying, we add the exponent. Right? And then when we got here on this one, the bases are the same. The 8 and the 8, the bases are the same. But this line, you remember when I was saying with division, division can be written with a division sign that you learned from grade 1, or it can be written like this as a fraction. So this is a division. So the bases are the same and we are dividing, then we are subtracting. That is law 2. That says when the bases are the same and you are dividing, but we use this one, the fraction one. The bases are the same and you are dividing, then we are subtracting the powers. So here, the basis is 8 and we are dividing. That's why we have a 1 for that one and a 1 for the bottom one. With an x, because we are dividing, that's why it's x3 minus 3, because this is the 3 for the top one. Because we are dividing, it's a minus and then 3 for that one. Same thing with a y. Y, 9 minus this 9. Right? And then the last one, the law that we use, law 5, that say any number to power 0, it's 1. So here I had 8 to power 0. That's why I got that one. And then x to power 0, I got that one. Then y to power 0, I got that one. Then 1 times 1 times 1, that's where I got the 1. And don't lose your negative. So this is how we do it. To practice, practice, practice. This is the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching.